The medicine cost less than the shoes on his feet. Yet when Amara begged her husband for the money, Chike looked into her weak eyes and said, "We cannot afford it." 3 days later, she found a gold envelope on the dining table, and what was written inside made her hands shake. But that was not where the story began. 2 months earlier, Amara had been standing in the small kitchen of their home in Umuaka, a busy town where everyone seemed to know everyone. The morning sun came through the window. It touched the pots, the old wooden table, and the little jar where Amara kept dried pepper. She was making tea when her chest suddenly felt tight. She stopped. The spoon slipped from her hand. It hit the floor. Chike was in the living room, looking at his phone. "Chike," she called. He did not answer. "Chike." This time, her voice was weaker. He finally came into the kitchen. "What is it?" Amara held the table. "My heart is beating strangely." Chike frowned. "You worry too much." "I don't think this is worry. You said that last month." Amara looked at him. Last month, a doctor had warned her that she needed to take her medicine every day. Missing it could be dangerous. But Chike always said there was no money. Amara closed her eyes until the strange feeling passed. Then she slowly picked up the spoon. Chike went back to his phone. He did not see the fear in her face. And Amara did not know that the same morning her husband had received a bank message that would have changed everything. Chike worked as a building contractor. People in Umuaka believed he was doing well. He drove a clean black car. He wore nice shirts. He always smelled of expensive perfume on Sundays. But inside the house, Chike told a different story. "Business is bad," he said every week. "Clients are not paying. Money is hard. Everybody must manage." Amara believed him. She had stopped buying new clothes. She stopped visiting the hair salon. She sold 2 gold bracelets her late father had given her. She even started growing vegetables behind the house so they could spend less at the market. Whenever she needed medicine, she showed Chike the prescription. He would look at it like it was a punishment. "Again?" "The doctor said I must not stop." "How much?" Amara would tell him. Then Chike would shake his head. "You think money grows on trees?" Those words always hurt. Amara had once helped Chike when his business was nothing. She had sold food by the roadside. She had paid rent twice when his jobs failed. She had used her savings to help him buy his first work truck. But now, asking for medicine made her feel like a beggar. That evening, Chike came home carrying 2 shopping bags. Amara saw the name of an expensive men's shop printed across them. She said nothing. But when Chike went to bathe, a small paper fell from his trouser pocket. Amara picked it up. It was a receipt, and the number at the bottom was more than 3 months of her medicine. Amara stared at the receipt. She read the amount twice. Maybe she had seen it wrongly. She checked again. No. Chike had spent that money that afternoon. She heard water running in the bathroom. For a moment, anger rose inside her. She wanted to knock on the door. She wanted to hold the receipt in his face and ask him why new shoes were more important than her health. But Amara had learned something about Chike. When he was caught doing something wrong, he did not become sorry. He became angry. So she folded the receipt. She placed it inside the pocket of her wrapper. At dinner, Chike wore one of his new shirts. "How does it look?" he asked. "Nice," Amara said. He smiled. It was on sale. Amara looked at him. "How much was it?" Chike stopped chewing. "Why?" "I was just asking." He laughed. "Small money." Amara nodded. Then she pushed the rice around her plate. Later that night, when Chike fell asleep, Amara opened the drawer beside their bed. Inside was her medicine pack. Only 4 tablets remained. 4 tablets. 4 days. She counted them again. Then she looked at the folded receipt hidden under her clothes. For the first time, Amara wondered if their money problem was not really a money problem at all. The next morning, Amara went to the clinic. The nurse knew her well. "You look tired," Nurse BC said. "I am. Are you taking your medicine?" Amara looked away. "Most days." BC stopped writing. "Most days," Amara gave a weak smile. "Sometimes I miss one." "How many?" Amara did not answer. BC leaned closer. "Amara, this is important. I know. You cannot stop this medicine because you feel better. The medicine is helping you feel better." Amara nodded. The doctor came later. He checked her. Then he became serious. "You need to refill this now." Amara asked the price, even though she already knew it. The number felt heavy in her ears. She had only a small amount of money in her purse. Not enough. "Can I buy half?" The doctor shook his head. "You need the full treatment plan. Please do not delay." Amara walked home slowly. On the way, she passed a travel agency. A bright poster stood outside. It showed a huge white ship on blue water. Luxury ocean cruise. Amara looked at the smiling people on the poster. She smiled sadly. Some people worried about which country to visit. She was worried about her next tablet. When she reached home, Chike's mother, Mama Chike, was sitting in the living room. She was laughing, and she was holding a travel brochure in her hands. Mama Chike loved her son very much. To her, Chike could do no wrong. "My son has always had a good heart," she often told people. If Chike bought her a new wrapper, the whole neighborhood heard about it. If Chike sent her money, she told the women at church. If Amara cooked a beautiful meal, Mama Chike might say, "It needs more salt." Amara respected her anyway. That afternoon, Mama Chike waved the brochure. "Amara, come and see." Amara walked closer. It was the same cruise company she had seen outside the travel shop. "This ship is like a floating palace," Mama Chike said. Amara smiled. "It looks beautiful. I told Chike that before I die, I want to see another country from the sea." Amara looked at her. "Did he say he would take you?" Mama Chike laughed loudly. "Take me? Your husband has no money for such things." Amara felt relief. Maybe it was just a dream. Then Mama Chike added, "But one day, when his business improves, he will do it. My son always remembers his mother." Amara heard the front gate open. Chike entered. Mama Chike quickly hid the brochure behind her back like a child. Chike saw it and laughed. "So you have started dreaming already?" They both laughed. Amara watched them. Then she remembered the doctor's warning. She walked to Chike. "I need to talk to you. Later. It is about my medicine." His smile disappeared, and Mama Chike slowly lowered the brochure. That evening, Amara placed the prescription on the dining table. Chike looked at it. "How much?" she told him. Chike leaned back. "No." Amara thought she had heard him wrongly. "No? We don't have that kind of money now. I need it." "You always need something." Amara looked at him. "This is not perfume." "I know. It is medicine. And I said we cannot afford it." Mama Chike was still in the house. She sat quietly nearby. Amara turned toward her. Mama Chike avoided her eyes. Amara looked back at Chike. The doctor said stopping it could be dangerous. Doctors always say things to scare people. "Chike, enough!" His voice filled the room. Amara became quiet. Chike stood. "I have workers to pay, fuel to buy, debts everywhere. Do you think only your problems matter?" Amara felt tears come. She fought them back. "I am asking you to help me stay alive." Chike picked up the prescription. He pushed it toward her. "You will be fine." He walked away. Mama Chike waited until his footsteps disappeared. Then she said softly, "My daughter, be patient with him." Amara stared at her. "He is under pressure." Amara looked at the travel brochure, still beside Mama Chike. Then she asked one small question. "What kind of pressure?" Mama Chike did not answer. Over the next 4 days, Amara cut her remaining tablets in ways the doctor had never told her to do. She knew it was wrong, but fear makes people do strange things. One morning, she took half. The next day, nothing. Then another half. She drank water and prayed. She told herself she would be strong. She kept cooking. She kept cleaning. She kept smiling when neighbors visited. But inside, she was afraid. At night, she could hear her own heartbeat. Every beat made her wonder what would happen if the next one did not come. Chike seemed not to notice. He left early. He came home late. One evening, his friend Obina came to visit. They sat outside. Amara brought them drinks. As she walked away, she heard Obina say, "That new account is safe." Chike quickly answered, "Lower your voice." Amara stopped. Obina laughed. "Your wife knows nothing. Nothing." Amara stood behind the curtain. Her heart began beating faster. "What if she checks?" Obina asked. "She cannot check what she does not know exists." They both laughed. Amara slowly stepped away. New account. She went into the bedroom and sat down. Maybe it was business money. Maybe she had misunderstood. But then she remembered the receipt. The clothes, the excuses, and the medicine. That night, Amara could not sleep because one question kept turning in her mind. What exactly was her husband hiding? 2 days later, the gold envelope appeared. Amara was cleaning the dining table when she saw it under Chike's laptop. It was thick. Beautiful. On the front were the words, "Royal Atlantic Voyages." Amara froze. She should have walked away. She knew it. But her hands moved before her mind could stop them. She opened the envelope. Inside was a printed booking. First-class ocean suite. 7 nights. Private balcony. Fine dining. Spa package. Excursions. Amara stared. Then she saw the guest's name. Memar says, Ngozi Okafor. Mama Chike. Amara read the total cost. Her legs became weak. She sat down. The trip cost enough to buy her medicine for years. Years. She heard the front door open. Quickly, she put everything back. Chike walked in. He saw her sitting at the table. "What are you doing?" "Nothing." His eyes moved toward the envelope, then back to Amara. For one long second, neither spoke. Chike picked up the envelope. "Did you touch this?" Amara looked into his face, and for the first time in their marriage, she decided to lie. "No." Chike watched her. Then he took the envelope into the bedroom. That night, Amara lay beside him with her eyes open. She understood something painful. There was money. There had always been money. The question was no longer whether Chike could help her. The question was why he had chosen not to. The next day, Amara went to see her childhood friend, Ifeoma. Ifeoma owned a small fabric shop near the market. The moment she saw Amara, she knew something was wrong. "What happened?" Amara sat. At first, she said nothing. Then everything came out. The medicine, the receipt, the secret bank account, the luxury cruise. Ifeoma covered her mouth. "He said he had no money?" "Yes." "And he bought his mother that trip?" "Yes." Ifeoma stood. "That man wants to kill you." "Don't say that." "What should I say?" Amara looked down. "I don't think he wants me dead." "Then what does he want?" Amara had no answer. Ifeoma sat beside her. Do you have access to your family bank records? No. Business records? No. Property papers? No. Amara shook her head. Chike handles everything. Ifeoma stared at her. Everything? Yes. Even the house. Amara looked up. What about the house? Whose name is it in? Amara opened her mouth, then closed it. She did not know. After 10 years of marriage, Amara suddenly realized she did not know what she owned, and that frightened her almost as much as the missing medicine. Ifeoma gave Amara money that afternoon. Buy the medicine. Amara resisted. I will pay you back. Just buy it. At the pharmacy, Amara held the medicine against her chest. She almost cried. Something that should have been simple had become a gift of mercy. When she returned home, she hid the medicine inside an old bag. She did not want Chike to ask how she got it. That evening, Chike was unusually happy. He brought chicken and drinks. Mama Chike came over. Obinna came too. Amara cooked. Everyone laughed. Then Chike lifted his glass. I have an announcement. Mama Chike smiled. Amara already knew. Chike handed his mother the gold envelope. Mama Chike opened it. She screamed. A cruise? She jumped up. People clapped. Mama Chike hugged Chike. My son, my son. Tears ran down her face. You are sending me on a luxury cruise. First class, Chike said proudly. Mama Chike danced. Obinna laughed. Amara stood near the kitchen door. No one looked at her. Then Mama Chike finally noticed. Amara, why are you not celebrating? Amara smiled. I am happy for you. Mama Chike opened her arms. Your husband is a good man. Amara looked at Chike. He looked back, and something cold passed between them. Then Chike smiled. Yes, he said. I take care of my family. Those words stayed inside Amara long after everyone went home. The next morning, Amara asked Chike a simple question. How much did the cruise cost? Chike stopped tying his shoe. Why? I am curious. Why should that matter to you? You said we had no money. Chike stood. Not this again. My medicine costs less than one night on that ship. His face changed. That is my mother, and I am your wife. Do not compete with my mother. I am not competing. Then stop acting jealous. Amara stared at him. Jealous? Yes. I wanted medicine. And you got it, didn't you? Amara froze. How do you know? Chike smiled slightly. I saw the packet. Amara's stomach tightened. So you knew I found money elsewhere?
Yes. And you did not ask if I was okay.
You look fine. Amara looked at him for a long time. Then she asked, if I had not found money, what would you have done? Chike picked up his keys. You are being dramatic. He started walking out. Amara spoke again. Chike. He stopped. When did you stop caring if I lived? For 1 second, he looked shocked. Then his face became hard. Maybe when you started thinking everything is about you. He walked out. The door closed. Amara remained standing, but something inside her had changed. She did not cry. She took out the old receipt. Then she found a notebook. On the first page, she wrote a date. Under it, she wrote, medicine refused, luxury cruise purchased. And that was the day Amara began keeping records. Amara wrote down everything. She wrote the date. Chike bought the expensive clothes. She wrote what the doctor had said. She wrote the date he refused the medicine. She wrote what she had seen on the cruise booking. She even wrote the strange words she had heard between Chike and Obinna. New account. Wife knows nothing. Every night, she hid the notebook inside a sack of old clothes. She also began asking small questions. Not too many, not too fast. She asked where old house papers were kept. Chike said, "Why do you need them?" She answered, "I was cleaning." She asked about their tax papers. Chike said, "Leave business matters to me." She smiled. "Okay." But Amara was no longer leaving everything to him. One Saturday, Chike left his laptop open. He had rushed outside to answer a phone call. Amara walked past it, then stopped. A banking page was open. She could see numbers, large numbers, much larger than anything Chike had ever told her. Her hands became cold. She did not touch the laptop. She only looked. Then a notification appeared on the screen. Transfer complete. She saw the name of another bank, another account. Chike came back inside. Amara moved away just before he entered, but now she knew. The secret account was real, and the amount she had seen was enough to change her life. Amara needed help. Not gossip, not anger, help. So she called someone she had not spoken to in years, her cousin, Adaeze. Adaeze was a lawyer in the city. When Amara explained, Adaeze did not shout. She did not insult Chike. She simply asked questions. "Are you safe?" "Yes." "Do you have your own money?" "Very little." "Do you have copies of important papers?" "No." "Do you know what property was bought during the marriage?" "Some." "Do you know what accounts exist?" "No." Adaeze became quiet. Then she said, "Do not confront him about things you cannot yet prove." Amara swallowed. "What should I do?" "Protect yourself. Keep legal copies of papers you are allowed to access. Save messages. Keep your medical records. Keep proof of money you put into the family." Amara remembered something. Years ago, when Chike started his business, she had made transfers from her own account. She had receipts. Some were in old email messages. "Adaeze," she whispered, "I helped pay for his first truck. Find the proof. I also helped with the deposit on this house. Find that too." Amara felt something she had not felt for months. Strength. Then Adaeze said one more thing. "If he is hiding assets, we need to know how far this goes." And Amara suddenly wondered if the cruise was only the smallest secret. For the next week, Amara quietly searched her own old records. She did not break into Chike's accounts. She did not steal passwords. She only searched what belonged to her. Old email, old bank alerts, old messages, boxes of papers. The more she found, the more memories returned. There was the transfer she made when Chike's truck engine failed. There was the money she gave him to register the company. There was the payment she made for the house deposit. There were messages where Chike had written, "We are building this together." Another said, "One day, everything I have will be because you believed in me." Amara sat on the bedroom floor, reading those words. She almost laughed. Not because they were funny, because the man who wrote them seemed like a stranger. Then she found another email. It was from a property company. The date was only 8 months old. The subject read, "Payment received for Lakeview apartment." Amara stared. Lakeview apartment? They did not own an apartment. At least, she did not think they did. She opened the email. The buyer's name was Chike Okafor, and the amount already paid was huge. Amara's breath caught. Her husband had bought property while telling her they could not afford medicine. That evening, she watched him eat dinner and wondered how many lies were sitting at the table with them. Chike began to notice that Amara had changed. She no longer begged. She no longer asked when money would improve. She no longer argued. This worried him more than tears ever had. One evening, he asked, "Why are you so quiet these days?" Amara folded clothes. "I am tired." "Are you angry about my mother's trip?" "No." He watched her. You have been acting strange. I am trying to rest. Chike walked closer. Did someone tell you something? Amara looked at him. Like what? He paused. Nothing. That pause told Amara more than his words. He was afraid. But of what? Later that night, Chike made a phone call outside. Amara could not hear much. Only pieces. Move the money. Before next month. I don't trust. Then his voice became too low. Amara's heart beat hard. Was he moving money because of her? Had he guessed she knew something? The next morning, she called Adaeze. He may be moving money. Adaeze became serious. Then we need to act carefully and quickly. Amara looked out the window. Mama Chike's cruise was leaving in 9 days. Something told Amara that before that ship sailed, her whole marriage would change. 3 days later, Mama Chike held a small party before her trip. Women from church came. Neighbors came. Food filled the tables. Everyone praised Chike. What a son. May God bless you. You have made your mother proud. Mama Chike wore a new blue dress. She smiled all afternoon. Then one older woman pointed at Amara. You are lucky too. A man who treats his mother well will treat his wife well. The room became quiet for 1 second. Chike laughed. Amara smiled. Yes, she said softly. People always show who they are by how they treat family. Chike looked at her sharply. Mama Chike did not notice. Later, she pulled Amara aside. My daughter, I hope you are not angry about this trip. Amara looked at her. Did Chike tell you that I was? He said, you have been worried about money. Amara nodded. Did he tell you I needed medicine? Mama Chike's smile disappeared. He said it was not serious. The doctor said it was. Mama Chike looked uncomfortable. Well, husbands and wives have private matters. Amara agreed. Yes. Then she asked, if you knew your son chose this trip instead of helping me buy medicine, would you still go? Mama Chike stared at her. Before she could answer, Chike called from across the room. Mama? Mama Chike turned away. But Amara saw something new in the older woman's eyes. Doubt. That night, Mama Chike called her son. Amara could hear them from the hallway. Is what Amara said true? Chike answered quickly. What did she tell you? That she needed medicine. She exaggerates. She said the doctor warned her. Mama, please enjoy your trip. Chike, I work hard. I wanted to do something good for you. Why is everyone turning it into a crime? Mama Chike became quiet. Chike continued. My wife is jealous. That is all. Amara stood behind the wall. Jealous. Again. The word no longer hurt. It helped. Because it showed her what Chike planned to do. He would make her look unreasonable. He would call her jealous. He would make himself the loving son. And if Amara ever spoke, he would say she hated his mother. She returned to the bedroom. Her phone buzzed. It was a message from Adaeze. I found something. Call me when you are alone. Amara looked toward the hallway. Chike was still speaking to his mother. She slipped into the bathroom and locked the door. Then she called Adaeze. What did you find? Adaeze's voice was calm, but her words were not. Amara, Lakeview may not be the only property. Adaeze explained what she had found through public property records. Chike's company was linked to another building, then another piece of land. There were also records showing that some business assets had recently been moved into another company. The new company had a different name, but someone Amara knew was connected to it. Who? Amara whispered. Adaeze paused. Obinna. Amara remembered the night outside. The secret account. The laughter. Why would he move things to Obinna? Adaeze answered carefully. There can be many reasons. Some can be legal. Some can be dishonest. We need facts. Amara sat on the closed toilet lid. What do I do? You keep yourself safe. And tomorrow, come to my office. Why? Because you need to understand your rights before anything disappears. Amara looked at her reflection in the mirror. She looked tired, but she also looked awake. For years, Chike had handled every paper, every account, every big decision. Amara had trusted him because she thought marriage meant one life. Now she understood that Chike had been living two financial lives. One life where he was poor whenever she needed something, and another life where money moved quietly behind closed doors. Before ending the call, Adaeze said, "Bring every record you have." Amara looked toward the bathroom door. Then she whispered, "I will." But when she opened the door, Chike was standing on the other side. "What were you doing in there so long?" he asked. Amara's heart almost stopped. Calling Ifeoma. At this hour, she had a problem. Chike stared. Amara kept her face calm. Then he stepped aside. "Give me your phone." Amara looked at him. "What? Your phone? Why? I want to see something." Amara held it tighter. Chike's eyes narrowed. "Why are you acting guilty?" "I am not." "Then give it to me." For years, Amara might have obeyed. That night, she did not. "No." Chike blinked. "What did you say?" "I said no." His face changed. "You are my wife, and this is my phone. You are hiding something." Amara almost laughed at the strange words. He was accusing her of hiding things. The man with secret bank accounts, secret property, secret money. But Amara said nothing. Chike stepped closer. "You have changed." "Yes," she said. That answer surprised both of them. Chike looked at her. "How?" Amara placed her phone in her pocket. "I started paying attention." For the first time, Chike had no quick answer, and Amara knew he would not sleep well that night. The next morning, Amara went to Adaeze's office. She carried a plain brown folder. Inside were copies of old bank transfers, messages, medical papers, the cruise booking details she had written down, the receipt from Chike's clothes, information about the apartment. Adaeze read everything. "This is good." Amara looked surprised. "Good? Good that you kept records." "Oh." Adaeze folded her hands. "Amara, what do you want?" The question was harder than Amara expected. "I want him to stop lying." "What if he doesn't?" "I want access to what we built together." "What if he refuses?" Amara became quiet. Adaeze asked again, "What do you want for yourself?" Amara looked at the window. She had spent so many years asking what Chike wanted, what Mama Chike wanted, what the family needed. She had forgotten how to answer a question about herself. Finally, she said, "I want to stop being afraid that I will die because someone else controls the money." Adaeze nodded. "Then that is where we begin." They spoke for a long time. Not about revenge, about protection, about documents, about her own account, about legal steps, about what could be done if Chike tried to hide money. Amara listened carefully. Then Adaeze placed one paper in front of her. "If we move forward, Chike will know you are serious." Amara stared at the paper. Her hands were steady. But one question remained. Was she ready for the war that would begin when Chike received it? The answer came sooner than she expected. 2 days before Mama Chike's cruise, Chike received official papers at his office. He came home like a storm. The front door slammed. "Amara!" She was in the kitchen. She dried her hands and walked out. Chike held the papers. "What is this?" "You can read." "You went to a lawyer?" "Yes." "Against your own husband?" "To protect myself." His face twisted. Protect yourself from what? Amara stared at him. From the man who told me there was no money for medicine while hiding property. Chike froze. For 1 second, all the anger left his face. Then it came back stronger. What property? Lakeview. Silence. Chike's lips parted. Amara continued. And the land. His eyes changed. And the business, linked to Obinna. Chike dropped the papers onto the table. Who have you been talking to? That is not the important question. You are spying on me. No. You went behind my back. Amara looked at him. You opened accounts behind my back. You bought property behind my back. You moved money behind my back. That is business. And my medicine? Chike said nothing. Amara stepped closer. That was life. Chike looked at her as though seeing a different woman. Then he pointed toward the bedroom. You will regret this. Amara's heart beat hard, but she did not move. No, Chike, she said. I already regret what I allowed. And neither of them knew Mama Chike was standing outside the open window, hearing every word. Mama Chike did not enter. She walked home slowly. The cruise suitcase waited on her bed. New dresses lay neatly inside. New shoes, a large hat, everything she had dreamed about. She sat beside the suitcase. Amara's words would not leave her mind. My medicine, that was life. Mama Chike remembered the party. She remembered asking Chike if it was true. She remembered how quickly he called Amara jealous. She also remembered Amara looking weak during the past months, very weak. Mama Chike touched the cruise ticket. All her life, she had believed a good son must care for his mother. But had she ever asked what kind of husband her son had become? She had praised every gift, every bag of rice, every new wrapper, every cash envelope. Maybe she had enjoyed being placed first. Maybe she had even liked watching Amara come second. The thought made her uncomfortable. That evening, Mama Chike called a number from the travel papers. She asked one question. If I cancel this trip, can the money be returned? The person explained the rules. Mama Chike listened. Some of the money would be lost. Some could be returned. She looked at her suitcase. Then she said, "Do not cancel yet." She ended the call, because there was something she needed to ask her son first. The next morning, Mama Chike came to the house. Chike was angry from the moment she entered. Mama, this is not a good time. I know. Amara was in the bedroom. Mama Chike sat. Tell me the truth. About what? The medicine. Chike groaned. Not you too. Did you have the money? Mama, did you? Chike stood. This is between me and my wife. You bought me that cruise. Yes. Did you have money for her medicine? Chike walked toward the window. Mama Chike waited. Finally, he said, It is not that simple. It sounds simple. You don't understand. Then explain. Chike turned. She spends too much. Mama Chike frowned. On what? Chike opened his mouth. Nothing came. Mama Chike continued. She has worn the same church shoes for 2 years. Chike looked away. She stopped doing her hair. Silence. She grows vegetables behind your house. Chike became angry. Why are you defending her? Mama Chike stood. I am asking you a question. Chike pointed toward the door. If you came here to join her against me, go. Mama Chike stared at her son. Something in her face broke. Not from fear, from shame. She picked up her bag. At the door, she turned. I thought this cruise showed how much you loved me. Chike said nothing. Now I wonder what it really shows. Then she left. But Chike still had no idea what his mother planned to do with the ticket. The day before the cruise, Chike went to Obinna. We have a problem. Obinna closed his office door. How much does she know? Too much. Did she see the accounts? I don't know. You said she knew nothing. She was supposed to know nothing. Obinna rubbed his forehead. What does her lawyer want? Records. What records? Everything. Obinna became quiet. Chike walked around the office. Move what you can. Obinna looked at him. That could make this worse. I said move it. Chike, this is not a game. Neither is losing what I worked for. Obinna frowned. What you worked for? Chike looked at him. Obinna spoke slowly. Didn't Amara give you the first money for this company? Chike's face hardened. That was years ago. And? I paid her back through marriage. Obinna stared at him. What does that even mean? I housed her, fed her. Obinna shook his head. That is your wife, not an employee. Chike moved closer. Whose side are you on? I am on the side of not going down with you. Chike stepped back. For the first time, he saw fear in Obinna's eyes. Obinna opened a drawer. He pulled out a flash drive. I kept copies of everything you asked me to move. Chike's face went pale. Why? Because I knew one day you might try to blame me. And suddenly Chike realized he was not the only man in the room who had been keeping secrets. Mama Chike did not board the ship. On the morning of the cruise, Chike drove to her house. He found her sitting outside. Her suitcase was nowhere to be seen. Mama, why are you not dressed? I am dressed. Where is your luggage? Inside. The driver will come soon. I told him not to. Chike stared. What? I am not going. He laughed, because he thought she was joking. Mama, I cancelled it. His smile vanished. You did what? I cancelled the trip. Why? Mama Chike looked at her son. Because I cannot sit on a luxury ship knowing your wife had to borrow money for medicine. Chike's mouth opened. Mama, she has turned you against me. No, she is jealous. No, Chike, you always wanted this trip. I did. Then go. Mama Chike shook her head. I would not enjoy it anymore. Chike began walking in circles. Do you know how much money I will lose? Mama Chike looked at him. That is the first thing you asked. Chike stopped. What? You did not ask why I was hurt. You asked how much money you would lose. Chike became silent. Mama Chike stood. I raised you to become a man who protects his home. She looked at him with tears in her eyes. I did not raise you to use me as an excuse to hurt your wife. Chike turned away. But Mama Chike had one more thing to tell him. The refund is not going back to you. Chike spun around. What do you mean? Mama Chike walked inside and returned with an envelope. The travel company returned part of the money. That is my money. It was a gift to me, Mama, and I decided what to do with my gift. Chike's eyes narrowed. What did you do? Mama Chike looked directly at him. I paid for Amara's medical care for the next year. Chike stared. You had no right. I had every right. You are rewarding her for attacking me. I am helping someone who needed help. Chike slapped his hand against the wall. You have all lost your minds. Mama Chike did not move. Then she said something that cut deeper than shouting. No, my son. I think I have finally opened mine. Chike stormed away. Mama Chike watched his car leave. She expected to feel guilty. Instead, she felt sad. Because sometimes the hardest truth for a mother is seeing the wrong inside the child she loves. But Chike's problems were about to become much bigger than a cancelled cruise. Obinna called Amara's lawyer the next day. Adaeze did not tell Amara at once. She first checked what he was willing to provide through the proper process. Then she called Amara. Someone wants to cooperate. Who? Obinna. Amara nearly dropped the phone. Chike's friend. Yes. Why? He is afraid Chike will blame him. Adaeze paused. He says he has records. What kind? Transfers. Company papers, messages. Amara sat down. Her heart beat fast. Does Chike know? No. What do the records show? I have not seen everything yet. Amara closed her eyes. She did not feel happy. She felt tired. This was the same Obina who had sat in her house, eaten her food, laughed with her husband, watched her struggle, and said nothing. Why is he helping now? Amara asked. Because people often find their conscience when they become afraid. Amara almost smiled. Then Adaeze's voice became serious. There is something else. What? Obinna claims Chike has been preparing for this for a long time. Preparing for what? In case you ever left him. Amara went still. How long? Years. The room suddenly felt cold. For years, Amara had believed she and Chike were building a future together. But, according to Obinna, Chike had been building an exit door only for himself. The records told a painful story. Chike had moved money little by little, not all at once. He was careful. Some went into separate accounts, some went into property, some went through his business, some was placed under other company names. He had told Amara that business was failing during months when large payments came in. He had complained about school fees, food, power bills, and medicine while putting money away. Amara stared at the papers in Adaeze's office. Each page felt like another lie. Then Adaeze showed her something worse. A message between Chike and Obinna from nearly 2 years earlier. Chike had written, "If she ever tries to leave, she will leave with what she came with." Amara read it again. "What did I come with?" she whispered. Adaeze did not answer. Amara already knew. She had come with savings, gold, hope, loyalty, work. She had used them to build the life Chike now wanted to keep from her. Tears filled her eyes. "I gave him everything." Adaeze reached across the table. "I know." Amara wiped her tears. Then she saw another document. "What is that?" Adaeze looked at it. "A draft agreement." "Agreement for what?" Adaeze hesitated. Then she slid it across. Amara read the first lines, and suddenly she understood that Chike had planned more than hidden money. The draft showed that Chike had once considered putting the family home into a company structure that could make ownership harder to challenge. The plan had not been completed, but seeing it was enough. The house, the same house Amara had helped pay for, the home where she had cooked, cleaned, cared for Chike when he had malaria, hosted his family, prayed for their future. He had thought about moving even that beyond her reach. Amara pushed the paper away. "I cannot stay with him." Adaeze looked at her carefully. "Are you sure?" "Yes." The answer came without fear. For the first time, Amara did not need days to think. She had already spent years thinking without knowing it. Every insult had been part of the answer. Every hidden account, every refused tablet, every lie. She stood. "What happens now? We follow the law. We document everything. We protect you." Amara nodded. "And Chike?" Adaeze closed the folder. "Chike will be given a chance to explain." Amara looked at the thick pile of records. There were many things Chike could say, but she wondered what explanation could make those pages disappear. Chike's anger grew when he learned Obinna had spoken. He drove straight to Obinna's office. "You betrayed me." Obinna remained behind his desk. "You were going to blame me. You were my friend." "I was your friend when I told you to stop." Chike pointed at him. "You had no right to give them anything. I gave what I was legally required and allowed to provide. You ruined me." Obinna shook his head. "No, you did that yourself." Chike moved closer. "I trusted you." Obinna laughed without joy. "And Amara trusted you." Chike stopped. Obina stood. She helped you when you had nothing. Stay out of my marriage. You brought me into it when you used my company name to hide your moves. Chike's face tightened. I did not hide anything. Then why are you scared? Silence filled the room. Obina picked up his phone. I think you should leave. Chike stared at him. Then he walked out. Outside, he sat in his car. For the first time, he had nobody to blame who still believed him. His mother had turned against his actions. His friend had protected himself. His wife had stopped being silent. Chike gripped the steering wheel. Then his phone rang. It was his lawyer. The man spoke for less than a minute. When the call ended, Chike's face had changed. Some of the financial transfers he had tried to make were now under serious review in the legal case. The walls were closing in. But Chike still believed he had one weapon left. That evening, he came home calm. Too calm. Amara was packing a bag. Chike stood at the bedroom door. Where are you going? To Ifeoma's for a few days. You are leaving your husband. I am leaving this house. Same thing. Amara folded another dress. Chike sat on the bed. What do you want? Amara looked at him. What? Money? She almost laughed. Is that what you think? Everyone wants something. I wanted medicine. There you go again. No, Chike, that is where it began. He leaned forward. Tell your lawyer to stop. I will give you money. Amara stared. How much? Chike named an amount. Years ago, it would have sounded huge. Now Amara knew what he had. She shook her head. You think this is a market? Then name your number. This is not about a number. What is it about? Truth. Chike rolled his eyes. Truth does not pay bills. No. But lies can destroy homes. He stood. You want to embarrass me. I wanted to survive. You are making me look evil. Amara zipped her bag. I did not create those records. He stepped closer. Think carefully. If you continue, there is no coming back. Amara lifted her bag. I know. She walked toward the door. Then Chike said the one thing he thought would stop her. If you leave, I will make sure you get nothing. Amara turned. She looked at him calmly. That threat is exactly why I have a lawyer. And for the first time, Chike understood that fear no longer controlled his wife. Amara moved into Ifeoma's spare room. It was small. There was one bed, one window, one wooden chair. But that first night, Amara slept better than she had in months. She woke before sunrise. For a moment, she forgot where she was. Then she remembered. She checked her medicine. She took it with water. Such a simple act. No begging, no arguing, no shame. Amara sat near the window. Birds were singing outside. She cried quietly. Not because she missed Chike, because she suddenly understood how little she had been asking for. Basic care, respect, honesty. She had lowered her needs so many times that even medicine had become something she felt guilty asking for. Ifeoma knocked. You awake? Yes. She entered carrying tea. How do you feel? Scared. That is normal. But free. Ifeoma smiled. Amara looked at the cup. What if I lose everything? You already almost lost something bigger. What? Yourself. Amara looked away. Her phone buzzed. A message from Chike. Come home. We can fix this. A second message arrived. Do not let outsiders destroy our marriage. Then a third. My mother is sick because of you. Amara stared at the screen. For 1 second, the old guilt returned. Then another message arrived. This one was from Mama Chike. Do not believe him. I am fine. Amara's eyes widened. and below it was another line. There is something I need to tell you about my son. Mama Chike came to Ifeoma's house that afternoon. She looked older, not in her face, in her eyes. Amara greeted her carefully. Mama, my daughter. They sat. For a while, neither spoke. Then Mama Chike said, I owe you an apology. Amara looked surprised. I watched things I should not have ignored. Mama, no. Let me speak. Amara became quiet. I liked how Chike treated me. Mama Chike looked down. I liked being first. Her voice shook. When he bought me gifts, I did not ask what you needed. When you complained, I thought you were fighting for attention. Amara's eyes filled. I thought if my son honored his mother, he must be a good man. Mama Chike shook her head. But a man can smile at his mother and still be cruel to his wife. Amara wiped her cheek. Mama Chike continued. There is something you should know. What? Years ago, Chike asked me to sign papers. Amara became still. What papers? He said they were business papers. He said it was to protect some family property. Did you sign? Yes. Do you have copies? Mama Chike reached into her bag. I found these last night. She handed Amara an old envelope. Inside were documents. Amara did not understand all the words, but she saw property addresses, company names, and Mama Chike's name. Amara looked up. Mama, do you know what these mean? No. Amara reached for her phone. She needed Adaeze to see them immediately. Adaeze studied the documents carefully. Some were old. Some had never been completed. Some showed attempts to place certain assets under Mama Chike's name. Mama Chike looked shocked. Why would he do that? Adaeze answered carefully. There may have been different reasons. We will verify everything. Mama Chike looked at Amara. I never asked for property. I know, Amara said. I thought I was signing something for his business. Adaeze nodded. That is why we check facts before making claims. More records were requested. More questions were asked. Little by little, the picture became clear. Some transfers were legal business choices. Others raised serious questions. And some plans had never gone through. But one fact remained clear. Chike had hidden a large part of his true financial life from Amara. When he was asked to explain why, his answers changed. First, he said Amara knew. Then he said she did not need to know. Then he said the money was all business money. Then records showed family funds had mixed with some business payments. Each new answer created another question. Amara listened. She no longer shouted. She no longer begged. She let the papers speak. And Chike began learning something he had never expected. Quiet people are not always weak. Sometimes they are simply watching. Weeks passed. The story spread through Umuaka. People whispered. Some blamed Amara. A wife should protect her husband. Others blamed Chike. A husband should not hide money while his wife suffers. Amara stopped listening. She had learned that crowds can change their minds every day. Facts did not. One Sunday, a woman from church approached her. My sister, why did you not tell us you were suffering? Amara smiled sadly. Would you have believed me? The woman became quiet. That answer followed Amara home. For years, everyone had seen Chike's nice car, his church donations, his gifts to his mother, his expensive clothes. They had called him generous. But generosity in public can hide cruelty in private. One afternoon, Amara received a call from the clinic. Her recent checks looked better. The nurse reminded her to keep taking her medicine. Amara thanked her. Then she sat outside Ifeoma's shop. For the first time in a long time, she allowed herself to dream. Maybe she would work again. Maybe she would start the food business she once loved. Maybe she would rent a small place of her own. Her life did not have to end, because her marriage was ending. Then Adaeze called. "We have a meeting tomorrow." "About what?" "Chike wants to settle." Amara closed her eyes. The man who had once told her she would leave with nothing was finally ready to negotiate. The meeting took place in a quiet office. Chike sat across from Amara. His lawyer sat beside him. Adaeze sat beside her. For a long moment, Amara and Chike looked at each other. He seemed smaller somehow, not in body, in power. The first proposal was placed on the table. Amara listened. Adaeze asked questions. Chike became impatient. "This is enough." Amara looked at him. "For who?" "For everyone." "No, it is enough for you." Chike sighed. "What more do you want?" Amara answered calmly. "What is fair?" He laughed. "You did not build my company." Amara opened her folder. She placed old bank receipts on the table. "This bought your first truck." Another receipt. "This helped register the company." Another. "This helped with our house." Then she placed an old message beside them. "We are building this together." Chike looked at his own words. He said nothing. Amara continued. "I am not asking for your whole life." She pointed toward the papers. "I am refusing to be erased from mine." The room became quiet. Even Chike's lawyer stopped writing for a moment. The meeting ended without a final agreement. But Chike left knowing one thing. Amara was not going to disappear quietly. The months that followed were difficult. There were meetings, documents, arguments, more meetings. Some days, Amara felt strong. Other days, she cried in Ifeoma's room. Healing did not move in a straight line. Mama Chike visited often. Sometimes she brought soup, sometimes fruit. Sometimes they simply sat together. One afternoon, Mama Chike asked, "Do you hate him?" Amara thought carefully. "No." Mama Chike looked surprised. "After everything? I hate what he did." "But not him." Amara shook her head. "Hate would keep him inside my heart." Mama Chike smiled sadly. "You are wiser than me." Amara smiled. "I am tired. That is different." They both laughed. Then Mama Chike became serious. "He called me yesterday." "What did he say?" "He asked if I would speak to you." Amara's smile disappeared. "About what?" "He wants you to stop the case." Amara looked down. Mama Chike touched her hand. "I told him no." Amara looked up. "I told him he should stop asking women to clean up the mess he made." For the first time, both women laughed loudly, but neither of them knew that Chike was about to come to Amara himself. He arrived at Ifeoma's house on a rainy evening. No expensive clothes, no perfume, no anger, just Chike. Ifeoma opened the door. "What do you want?" "I need to speak to Amara." "No!" Amara heard them. She came out. "It is okay." Ifeoma frowned. "You sure?" "Yes." They sat outside under the roof. Rain fell into the yard. For a while, Chike said nothing. Then he whispered, "I made mistakes." Amara waited. "I was afraid." "Of what?" "Being poor again." Amara looked at him. "So you hid money from me." "I kept telling myself I was protecting our future." "Whose future?" Chike looked down. "I don't know." "You knew." He rubbed his hands. "When business started doing well, I did not want to lose control." "And my medicine?" His face tightened. Amara waited. "I thought you would find a way." She stared at him. "You thought your sick wife would find a way while you bought your mother a cruise." Chike's eyes filled with tears. "I was selfish." "Yes, I am sorry." Amara heard the words she had once wanted more than anything, but now they could not return lost trust. Chike looked at her. "Can we start again?" Amara took a long breath. and her answer would decide what happened next. No. Chike closed his eyes. Amara continued gently. I forgive you enough to stop carrying your actions every day. He looked at her. But I do not trust you enough to return. The rain became heavier. I can change. I hope you do. For us. No. Chike looked hurt. Amara shook her head. Change for yourself. He stared at the ground. You really are done. Yes. Those words were sad, but they were also peaceful. Chike stood. At the gate, he turned. I did love you. Amara looked at him. Maybe you did. He waited. But love without care becomes only a word. Chike nodded slowly. Then he walked into the rain. Amara watched until he disappeared. She did not celebrate. She did not smile. Some endings hurt, even when they are right. But when she went inside, she did something she had not done in many years. She looked in the mirror and trusted the woman looking back. The final agreement came months later. It was not magic. Amara did not take everything Chike owned. Chike did not become poor overnight. The truth was simpler. Their shared assets were reviewed. Amara received a fair part of what she had helped build. She kept money for her future. She secured proper medical care. She also received recognition for the money she had put into parts of their life together. Chike kept his business, but he could no longer pretend Amara had contributed nothing. Some hidden assets were brought into the open during the process. Some questions were settled. Some mistakes cost Chike dearly. But the greatest loss was not money, it was trust. One day, Amara entered a small building near the market. It had cream walls, 2 windows, a tiny kitchen, and enough room for 6 tables. Ifeoma walked beside her. Well? Amara smiled. I like it. For your food shop? Yes. What will you call it? Amara looked around. Years earlier, she had sold food to help Chike start his dream. Now she would cook to build her own. She thought for a moment. Then she smiled. Amara's table. Ifeoma clapped. And when Amara signed the rental papers, her hand did not shake at all. Amara's table opened on a bright Monday morning. At first, only a few people came, then more. Her jollof rice became famous. Her pepper soup brought workers from 3 streets away. People loved her fried plantain. But what made the shop special was Amara herself. She treated everyone with kindness. A hungry schoolboy once came with too little money. Amara gave him food anyway. An old woman forgot her purse. Amara said, "Pay next time." Ifeoma laughed. "You will give away your whole shop." Amara smiled. No. She looked around. I know what it feels like to need something simple and have someone make you feel ashamed for asking. Above the counter, she placed a small wooden sign. It said, "Kindness costs less than cruelty." Customers often asked what it meant. Amara only smiled. One afternoon, Mama Chike entered the shop. Everyone greeted her. She sat down proudly. "My daughter, bring me the food everyone is talking about." Amara laughed. Mama Chike ate until she was full. Then she pulled out an envelope. Amara frowned. "What is this?" "Open it." Inside were 2 tickets. Not for a cruise, for a short trip to a nearby seaside town. Amara stared. Mama Chike smiled. "This time, I paid for myself. And the second ticket, for you." Amara laughed. "Mama, what? You still want to travel?" "I refused 1 cruise, not the whole ocean." They laughed until people in the shop turned to look. Then Mama Chike became quiet. "Come with me." Amara held the ticket. Maybe life had strange ways of giving back what pain had taken. And maybe some journeys were better when nobody had to suffer to pay for them. Chike heard about Amara's shop. At first, he did not visit. Pride kept him away. But one evening, he drove past. He saw people inside. He saw Amara laughing with customers. He saw the sign, "Kindness costs less than cruelty." He parked across the road. For nearly 10 minutes, he sat inside his car. He remembered the woman who had once sold food under the hot sun to help him buy a truck. He remembered how she had stood beside him when people laughed at his small business. He remembered her asking for medicine. Then he remembered himself saying no. His phone rang. It was a business call. He ignored it. For the first time, Chike understood something. He had spent years hiding money because he feared losing it. But while protecting his money, he had lost something money could not return. He did not enter the shop. He simply drove home. There, alone, he opened an old drawer. Inside was a photograph from the early days of their marriage. Amara was smiling. Chike was smiling too. They were poor, but in the picture, they looked rich. And Chike finally understood why. A year passed. Amara became stronger. Her health improved because she followed her treatment carefully. Her shop grew. She hired 2 workers, then 3. She started saving, not secretly, wisely. Every month, she wrote down what came in and what went out. She learned to read contracts before signing them. She asked questions. She kept copies. She no longer believed that love meant closing her eyes. Mama Chike became one of her biggest supporters. Sometimes people asked the older woman, "How can you be close to your former daughter-in-law?" Mama Chike would answer, "Because divorce can end a marriage. It does not have to end sense." Some people laughed. Some understood. Chike changed too. Slowly. Not because everyone suddenly forgave him, but because consequences forced him to look at himself. He began paying more attention to how he treated people. He stopped showing off as much. He even apologized to Obinna. Obinna accepted the apology, but did not return to the old friendship. Some doors can close without hate, and sometimes that is healthy. One evening, Amara closed her shop and stepped outside. The sky was orange. She stood quietly. A woman from the clinic passed by and waved. Amara waved back. Then she remembered the 4 tablets she once counted in fear. 4 tablets. 4 days. It felt like another life, but there was still one last surprise waiting for her. A letter arrived at Amara's table. There was no return name. Amara opened it after closing time. Inside was a short note. It was from Chike. He wrote, "Amara, I am not writing to ask you to come back. I finally understand that saying sorry does not remove what happened. You stood with me when I had almost nothing. When you needed me, I chose money, pride, and control. I cannot change that day, but I can admit the truth. You deserved better from me. I hope your life stays peaceful. Chike." Amara read the letter twice. Then she folded it. Ifeoma watched her. What did he say? Amara handed it over. Ifeoma read it. "Well?" Amara smiled. "Well what? Does it change anything?" Amara looked around her little restaurant, at the tables, the kitchen, the framed photos, the sign above the counter. "No." Ifeoma raised an eyebrow. "Nothing?" "It changes one thing." "What?" Amara placed the letter in a drawer. "I am glad he finally learned the lesson." She locked the drawer. Then she turned off the lights. Outside, Mama Chike was waiting in a car. Their seaside trip was finally happening the next morning. And this time, no one's suffering had paid for the ticket. At sunrise, Amara and Mama Chike left Umuaka. The road curved through green hills. They passed farms, villages, and children walking beside the road. Mama Chike talked almost the whole journey. Amara laughed until her stomach hurt. By afternoon, they reached the sea. Mama Chike removed her shoes and stepped into the water. She screamed when the waves touched her feet. Amara laughed. "So this is the great traveler? Respect your elders." They laughed again. Then they sat together under a tree. The sea stretched far beyond them. Mama Chike looked at Amara. "Do you know what hurts me most?" "What?" "That I almost enjoyed a trip bought with your pain. You did not know everything. I knew enough to ask more questions." Amara became quiet. Mama Chike continued. "Sometimes people accept a gift because they like what it says about them." "What did the cruise say about you?" "That my son loved me more than anyone." Amara looked at her. "And now?" Mama Chike smiled. "Now I know love is not a race." They watched the water. Then Amara said, "I think that is what Chike never understood." "What?" "You do not have to hurt one person to prove you love another." Mama Chike nodded. And far away, a ship moved across the horizon. Years later, people in Umuaka still told Amara's story. Some told it as the story of the woman whose husband refused to buy medicine. Others told it as the story of the luxury cruise that never happened. But the elders told it differently. They said it was the story of a woman who discovered that silence and weakness were not the same thing. Amara had been quiet because she loved her home. But when she learned that her kindness was being used against her, she opened her eyes. She gathered facts. She asked for help. She protected herself. She did not destroy Chike. She simply stopped allowing Chike to destroy her. Her restaurant later became larger. She opened a second place. Then she began helping other women learn simple things about money. Keep your own records. Know what you sign. Understand what you own. Ask questions. Do not feel ashamed for needing care. And whenever someone asked Amara why she cared so much, she would touch the medicine she still carried in her bag and remember the day her husband told her they could not afford it. That painful day had once looked like the end of her life. Instead, it became the moment her new life began. One evening, many years later, Amara sat outside her restaurant as the sun went down. Children were playing nearby. Workers were closing the market stalls. Mama Chike, now much older, sat beside her eating roasted corn. "You put too much pepper in today's soup," Mama Chike complained. Amara laughed. "You say that every week, because every week you refuse to listen." They smiled. Across the road, Chike's car passed slowly. He saw them. Amara saw him too. For a second, their eyes met. Chike lifted his hand. Amara lifted hers, then he drove on. There was no anger, no dream of going back, only peace. Mama Chike looked at Amara. "Do you ever wonder what would have happened if he had just bought the medicine?" Amara thought about it. "Yes. And maybe I would have stayed blind longer." Mama Chike nodded. Sometimes, one cruel choice opens a door that 1,000 small lies kept closed. Amara looked at the sky. Then she smiled. She had once begged for the money to stay alive. Now she had a life nobody could control with money again. And that became the lesson the elders of Umuaka taught whenever they told her story. Never use money to control someone who depends on your care, because wealth without kindness can destroy the very home it was meant to build. And never mistake quiet patience for weakness, because even the softest heart can learn when it is time to stand. Thank you for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe so you never miss a new story. And please tell me in the comments, where are you listening from today? I would love to know. Until next time, goodbye.